Again, guys, right now I'm in the IGCSE paper of the May-June 2013 of paper 2 of variant 1. Right now we are on the question 11. We look at the question first. A 1 function f is defined by fx equals to x minus 1 squared minus 5 for x is greater or equal to k. The first question is to state the least value that k can take. Well, we cannot get less than 1, so we say that it's 1. So, because we cannot square and we cannot get a negative result for squaring something, so the result we can get from squaring is always 0, so we make this 0. 1 minus 1 is 0. For this least value of k, write down the range of f, and then we just basically input this as 1, and then 1 minus 1 is 0. We get negative 5. So we get f is greater than or equal to negative 5. The third question is to find the inverse of this function right here. So we just basically write this as y equals x minus 1 squared minus 5. And we try to make the x the subject instead of the y. And then we move this negative 5 to this other side. Y plus 5 equals x minus 1 squared. And then we square root everything, both sides, to free them from the brackets. And then we move this negative 1 right here to the left side, so we basically get this equation right here, and we just change this y to x, so we just simply write it like this. Okay, to the next question. The fourth question: sketch and label on the axis below the graph of y equals fx and of y equals the inverse of the x function mentioned before. And then we just basically measure the minimum point before already. It's right here. This shows the minimum point 1. The minimum point is 1 and negative 5. It's shown. And then we basically label this as 1, we label this negative 5, and then we just basically write the points, and then we draw accordingly. Okay, and to draw the inverse of the x, we must draw it such that it intersects with the fx and this y equals to x right here, because the inverse and the fx is basically reflective in some way, but only on this quadrant right here. Okay, now for the fifth question, we find the value of x for which the fx is equal to the inverse of x. We're actually referring to this point right here. We're referring to this one. So we can also say that the fx is equal to x. Then we write it like this. And then fx is this equation right here. So I'm going to write it again. Right, let's write it again. And then we're just gonna expand, and then just gonna move over. And we take the positive value as we're just looking for this one, x equals to 4. Okay, this is the answer right here. Okay, we can check the mark scheme again. Alright, we get 1 mark for having this right here. We get 1 mark for having this right here. We get all these marks for 1, which is for mentioning the method of inverse. And then we get 1 mark for having this, the answer. For the next question, we get right, it's a bit hard. Okay, we get 1 mark for having the curve. This is correct. We get 1 mark for this one. For the reflection, and then for the V, we have this, so we get 1 mark. And then having 4 only, we get 1 mark. So okay guys, we'll see you at the last question, which is question 12. Okay.